You're creating a new game and you want a sound to go off at that specific moment. In this video, I'm gonna show you how. So, what we want is a certain area by a bounding box to contain information about a certain sound. And we want this sound to play exactly when a person enters. Either that it's on a loop as long as you are there until you leave, or that we don't want it to repeat, like a voice line. So we need a system to understand when it enters and have an option to turn off this feature for other times. Also, we want a system so we can easily change out sounds and not only for one sound, that you can also choose another one and duplicate it without messing with the scene itself. Another important thing when it comes to looping sound is that we want the rising and bring out sound, not a sharp cut off. It will make sense. So here we have a scene I've set up, keeping it pretty simple with a character controller, a flat ground, and some trees just to some reference points. What we're gonna do is to create a new scene, 3D node. I'm gonna call it audio trigger. And to this one, I'm gonna attach an area 3D. To that one, a collision shape. The collision shape can be whatever you want. Shape it up as big as you want. And to the audio trigger node, we're gonna attach an audio stream player 3D in this case. Save it. And then we're gonna create a new script for the audio trigger. Save it a place, you can find it. Alright, I'm not gonna read up every line of code here, but I'll talk over generally. We start over with the export information, so we can control on and off for play once and for the fade in and out. Here we're gonna just attach the area 3D so the script know what we are talking about, and then also attach the audio player so it knows what the audio is about, and just the function so it recognizes the stream sound. That's the first part. And then we're going to go into the area 3D on the side here, go to node, and then we're going to look for body entered. Remember to set it to the original audio trigger, the top part, and then it will load in as a function here. We will change that, make sure the body only affects the proto controller, this part, the moving player, and that it plays the sound if it has not been played. Now for the looping part, we have a else. Now we're going to use tween to fade in and out with audio, so it's not an abrupt start and end. Start at -40 decibel. And that's the creation of this one. Again, we're going to go to area 3D. Go to the node, and this time body exited. And now we're gonna only mention things about the looping part, as play once just plays the full segment. We're gonna use tween again and do the same thing basically with the volume. Use -40 decibel to start with till it reaches 0 in the end. That's the last part of the script. Remember to save it. Now just one thing before we enter this into the scene. I'm gonna go to the bounding box, set the color to something stronger so I can see it in the scene. Then we can just drag it into our main scene here. Change the ground color to something darker, just so we can see the bounding box clearer. One thing you can also do is go to debug on top, visible collision shapes, and tick off that box. Place the bounding box in the forest area. I'm gonna duplicate this one. Name this one birds. That's the sound, the audio is of birds. The second one is just a sound effect, for example. Now, grab the first one. I'm using an MP3 file here and just drag it into the inspector. And then do the same one for the other sound effect. I'm gonna leave this one for play once, ticked on. And for the bird one, I will tick it off as I want it repeating. One thing I forgot here. On import, remember if it's going to loop, click on loop. This is solved with the sound itself and not in the inspector. Let's play the game and then try to enter. It works quite well, but I want the longer fade-in sound so it sounds more natural. Let's try that. That's way better. Now for the sound effect. I'm sorry about that. And if you try to enter the bounding box again, it will not activate. This will refresh if you reload the scene. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. Have a great one.